The reason that God keeps making winners out of losers is that they may become a model for those who watch. Why in the world, if God was going to pick a woman, a black woman, if he's going to pick a black woman in the 80s to make the premier television talk show host of the world, would he get somebody who'd been molested and abused and rejected and ostracized and deserted out of Mississippi to come into the country and take the nation by storm? Why didn't he get somebody from Boston? Why didn't he get somebody from Harvard or Yale? Why did he get somebody who was crying themselves to sleep at night and then make the whole world come listen at somebody who was broken into pieces? Why in the world does God take athletes out of the projects who can't even afford a pair of tennis shoes and raise them up and put them in such position of power that now their name is on the tennis shoes that everybody else is wearing? Isn't that kind of weird? I mean, I would not do that. I would pick somebody who was already in flight. But God picked somebody who's stuck in the gravitational pull of where they came from, so that when he breaks them loose, they will say, it's not by might nor by power, but by my Oh my God. I'm talking to somebody, I don't know who it is. The truth of the matter is the world has changed. And even if you're not a victim of abuse or molestation or poverty or domestic violence or whatever the nuances of your individual story might be that precipitated the idiosyncrasies for which you find it difficult to escape. Even if you escaped all of that, your tutors and mentors trained you for their world. This is not your mother's world. This is not your grandmother's world. It isn't. My grandmother had 15 children. Grandma Susie and my grandfather Richard had 15 children because they had crops. It wasn't that grandma was sexy. It wasn't that grandpa was just virile. They needed some help. My mama cut that 15 down to 5. She said, I don't have no crops. I got a garden in the backyard, but I don't need no 15 kids. Doesn't mean that my grandmother didn't love my mother. It just means that she gave her all that she had. She gave her all that she could see and said, go as far as you can. But she prepared her for a world that she wouldn't live in. My grandmother grew up in the agricultural age. My mother grew up in the industrial age. So my parents came along and said, if you could just get a job at Carbide, you'll be set for life. Get a job at Carbide. They got retirement and you get a gold watch. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't working for Carbide now. Yeah. In fact, I did work for Carbide for a while. They shut down the plant and I cried when I walked across the parking lot because I didn't understand the power of closed doors. If God has closed the door in your face, get up and dance. It just means that he didn't want you to waste any more time running after something that was beneath what he had in store for you, and you ought to shout and be glad when the door closed. Lord, I thank you for closing doors. I apologize for complaining and crying and being depressed. I'm so glad I'm not at Carbide right now. I would have missed my purpose and my destiny trying to get God to get me to be someplace that he never ordained for me to stay. It was the birth canal. It was passage into the next dimension. It was a tent to tide me over. You don't build houses in the desert. You live in tents because you're not going to stay there. Stop building houses where you are not going to stay. Slap your sister and say, run! Between 1997 and 2002, minority-owned businesses owned by women have escalated 44%. Okay, now I have to admit, you can't cook like your grandmama. Y'all can't. If it wasn't for Jiffy, all cornbread would be gone out of the world. And your dressing is a little heavy and kind of gummy. I have to admit that too. And you try to pass that stovetop stuffing off as the real stuff. You may have lost the art of creaming butter and sugar in a bowl with a spoon, but you have 44% more businesses than your grandmother would have ever dreamed of. And if you keep going, you can hire you a chef. Did you hear me? Tell somebody, say, I'm gonna hire me a chef. I can't be in the kitchen 8 hours cooking dinner because I got stuff to run. I got stuff to build. I got places to go. So whatever I cook, it's got to be quick. It's got to be fast because I'm on schedule. I'm on schedule. I'm headed somewhere. I have intentional living. Now. In 1960, 50% of black women, probably white women too, couldn't even drive. There's probably about 3 up there still can't, but this is a whole new world. Oprah says her mama told her, if you real smart, girl, her mama did day work. She said, you'll get some good white folks. She didn't mean no harm. She in her world, she was saying if you get the right employer to work for, they'll take good care of you and you'll be all right. Oprah had a completely different vision from cleaning out toilets at somebody's house. But you may start you see, the world has changed. And as the world changes, both positively and negatively, God gives you opportunities. Opportunities are created from adversity. You wouldn't need a washing machine if you didn't have dirty clothes. Opportunities are created from adversities. So if you have adversities, your adversities are opportunities. Whether they become opportunities or not is how you look at them. If you see it as a problem, it's a problem. But if you see it as an opportunity, it's an opportunity. God is giving you opportunity. It's just like coming to this conference. God is giving you an opportunity. What you do with it is up to you. You can stay in your room and sleep in, not have to put on makeup or nothing, just lay up in the bed and watch TV and get you some rest. God knows you need some rest. And you go back rested and empty. All God gives you is an opportunity. He's not going to make you. He's not going to force you. He's not going to rape you. All God's going to do is give you an opportunity. When he's giving you an opportunity, he's done. He's going to give you an opportunity. In my book, I talk about the parable of the talents, the 2, the 5, and the 10. And the householder gave to the service 2 and 5 and 1, actually 1, 2, and 5. And the one who had 5 took the opportunity and turned it into 10. The one who had 2 took the opportunity and turned it into 4. The one who had 1 took the opportunity and hid it. But they might not have had equal talents, but they all had equal opportunity. Pray till your lips need chapstick. But all God is going to give you, I'm practicing for stand-up comedy in case I lose my job. I have a career with Cheryl Underwood and them on, you know. All God's going to give you is an opportunity. Have you not recognized opportunities because they were dressed in adversity? If you look at the clothes of opportunity, opportunity always puts on an adversity suit. Not too long ago, there was a tornado that come through, and the waves from the ocean were coming up on shore, and houses were up underwater, and streets were covered with water, and everybody was getting out of town. It was so dramatic that they had turned two-way streets into one-way streets, all exiting the city, everybody trying to get out of town as quickly as possible. Didn't know how high the waves were going to come. People could be killed or destroyed, lose their property. They were all headed out of town. Back to back, the highway looked like a parking lot with cars stuck on it trying to get out. And in the middle of all of that, here comes a bunch of young boys running in the opposite direction toward the storm, carrying surfboards. Because what everybody else saw as an adversity, you'll get it when you get back home. They saw it as an opportunity. A wave is an adversity if you're not prepared for it, but if you got a surfboard, this is the time of your life. I've never seen. And what I'm trying to tell you is that the blessing of the Lord comes in waves. It comes in waves. And if you stop running from the wave and just ride the wave, the blessing of the Lord would overtake you if you're ready for it. How many people say, I'm ready for it? I want you to understand, to those of you that said it and wasn't, and to those of you that didn't say it because you couldn't, if you're not ready for it, it's because you haven't been groomed for it. You haven't been groomed for it. Your mother might not have taught you how to ride the wave, how to run the vision. Your mother might not have taught you how to catch up with the dream, because your mother might not have had the opportunity to dream on the level that you can dream on. Your mother may have groomed you for a man you will never meet. Oh, keep sitting there. I'm coming for you. She got you ready for your daddy, and you married Bobo. So she taught you everything you need to know for a world that doesn't exist. The world has changed. It's not just that you're in a new world with new opportunities, new problems, decadence, and situations and circumstances that are beyond anything your grandmother would imagine. Imagine if your grandmother woke up in this world today and she was running around looking for a telephone booth. I'm going to call them. Do you got any change? Drive me down to the phone booth so I can call somebody. How far would you have to drive in Atlanta to find a phone booth? You're going to need a lot of gas. Isn't it? You can have the coin, you can have the need, but if you don't understand the world you're in, you are dysfunctional. You're not just dysfunctional because of your childhood. You are dysfunctional when you are prepared for that which is antiquated. So God says, run forward, not backwards. Can I go deeper? Oh, this is good. I got the right folks in here. I got the right folks in here. Somebody say, I have a dream. You need to run in the direction of your dream and away from the direction of your disease. Disease. I'm not sick. Disease simply means dis-ease. 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 Somebody bring me a chair. Can you bring me a chair? I know those are hooked up. If there's a single chair, bring me a chair. Dis-ease. Write this down. Dis-ease. Thank you, son. Bring me this chair. Yeah, thank you. Now, I'm sit down so I can be comfortable in what I'm doing, so I can be at ease. You got me? Do you not know that God can give you blessings that make you uncomfortable? That you can be not at ease with being loved? Not at ease with being successful. And if you have a dis-ease, that dysfunction will make you self-sabotage your opportunities. And you might not have high blood pressure, you might not have kidney failure, but you got a dis-ease because you are uncomfortable with your own dream. So pray all you want to, but if you are at dis-ease with your dream, you won't run after it. You'll shout about it, but you won't run after it. You think you're a procrastinator. You're not a procrastinator. You got dis-ease with your dream. You are dreaming something that you won't relax in. You won't walk in it. You're still walking in who you were rather than who you are. You need to go in a phone booth, make you a call, go in there as Clark Kent, but come out as Superman. In fact, I declare woman thou art loose to be a phone booth. This is a place that you're going to come in here one way and you're going to walk out a completely different way because you came in here to be loose from what you came from, but I came in here to call you into what you're going to. You got to catch up with your dream. Touch 10 women and say, you got to catch up with your dream. You got to catch up with your dream. Your dreams are in one place, your head is somewhere else. Your dreams are in one place, your head is somewhere else. Your dreams are in one place, your head is somewhere else. You got to catch up with your dream. When you get to the 10th woman, say, run! Write it, read it, run it. 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 Touch or say, write it, read it, run it. Give him a shout of praise right now. I'm not sure this is true. I read it somewhere. Oprah didn't tell me this, but I read it somewhere that her mama was trying to call her Orpah and misspelled it and called her Oprah. I want to bring up Orpah. Orpah is the girl who couldn't escape the gravitational pull of where she came from. Orpah is the girl who had an opportunity that was so big that she acquiesced away from it because it was unfamiliar and felt more at ease in dysfunction than she did in her dreams.